Imagine this. You move into a quiet suburban neighborhood, thinking you're just another face in the crowd. But then, someone takes it upon themselves to attack your property. You think it's just a parking violation, maybe even a petty grudge from the HOA, until you realize it's much, much bigger than that. They don't know who you really are, and they definitely don't know what you've been trained to do. This is not a story about a parking ticket. It's about a battle for control, deception, and a fight that will change everything. Today, we're going to dive deep into the chilling story of Cole Martinez, a man who came to a suburban neighborhood and discovered that things were far from what they seemed. Stick around, because what happens next will blow your mind. Westridge, a quiet, picturesque suburban neighborhood. The kind of place where everything is meticulously manicured, lawns are always green, and the sounds of life are filled with friendly greetings and the rhythmic hum of sprinklers. But beneath this perfect facade, there's something sinister hiding in plain sight. House number 47, Cole Martinez's new home. On the surface, everything seemed perfect. The Porsche 911 Turbo S parked in the driveway was a bold move, but Cole wasn't just another flashy newcomer. He had a job to do, and he wasn't about to back down from anyone or anything. But peace was not to last. One morning, Cole's perfect suburban illusion shattered with a simple, yet ominous note placed under his windshield wiper. A final warning. A parking violation. No signature, no authority, just a cheap logo of an eagle. It seemed like a small issue, but Cole's instincts, honed through years of service, knew better. This was no ordinary HOA complaint. It was a test, a provocation, and he wasn't going to flinch. Across the street, through a second-story window, someone was watching. Warren Strickland, a man with a history of intimidation and control, had been waiting for this moment. He watched Cole read the note, waiting for the flash of anger, the frustration, but none came. Cole stood there, motionless, unaffected. He wasn't some soft millionaire with an expensive car. He was someone different, someone who had seen this before. Warren's smirk faltered. This was not a normal resident. For Cole, this wasn't just about a parking violation. This was a lead, a clue in a much bigger investigation. Cole was not a simple neighbor. He was a U.S. Marshal, and he had been tracking a criminal mastermind for months. Silas Blackwood, a financial mastermind flooding the country with perfect counterfeit currency. Westridge wasn't just a quiet suburb, it was the center of his operation. And Cole's job was to infiltrate, to gather evidence, and most importantly, to stay under the radar. But when you're dealing with a criminal empire like Blackwood's, things don't stay quiet for long. And soon, the HOA's intimidation tactics would escalate. Under the cover of night, Warren and his men took action, slashing the tires, painting the windshield, and marking the car with the symbol of Blackwood's empire. It was a loud message, one meant to break Cole. But this wasn't just vandalism. It was a declaration of war. When Cole saw the damage the next morning, his response was calm, deliberate. He didn't react with anger. He didn't call the police. He didn't even show frustration. Instead, he knew exactly what he had to do. This wasn't about the car. It wasn't about the tires. It was about the message they had sent him. And now he would send one back. The war had begun, but not in the way Warren expected. What started as a simple act of intimidation soon escalated into a deadly game of cat and mouse. And in the end, Cole would be the one who emerged victorious. The quiet streets of Westridge may have seemed perfect, but behind the manicured lawns and pristine facades, a dangerous game was being played. And in the end, the hunter became the hunted. But the question remains, what happens when a quiet, determined man meets an empire built on lies? Thanks for watching. If you're fascinated by stories of covert operations, deadly confrontations, and those who fight in the shadows, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon. Let me know your thoughts on Cole's strategy and the nerve center of Blackwood's operation in the comments below. What would you have done if you were in Cole's shoes?